Damien Woody, great to be back with you again. The football season is underway. Does this result surprise you?
It doesn't. I picked the Lions to win. Matter of fact, I was the only person on set this morning to pick the Lions to win.
Let me back up. Why'd you pick them?
Because obviously the whole injury to Travis Kelce was a big factor.
Gotcha.
We knew Chris Jones wasn't going to be in, and that was going to hurt the Chiefs' defense. Right. But man, when you don't have Travis Kelce in there, now what happens is other guys that aren't in those guys who are secondary players now rise up the chain, right?
Man up.
And what happened tonight? Those guys didn't come through. You saw a bunch of drops. There was not one guy that Patrick Mahomes could really depend on to be that guy, to be the playmaker on the Kansas City Chiefs offense. And it showed. And listen, I want to give a lot of credit to the Lions defense. Lions defense last year was bad. They were bad on defense. They remade that defense, and those guys went in the Arrowhead and came to play.
Yeah, I mean, for last year when Tyreek gets moved, you look at the wide receivers for the Chiefs. It's not their strength, but you've got Kelce and you've got Mahomes, and that masks plenty of things. But this night, it was jarring to see what they're working with, and is it enough? And certainly credit gets given. But I don't love the blame game, which we do in media a lot, but you got to put it on the shoulders of these guys that are dropping passes throughout the night. Their grabs at half. Tony's got to make that catch. You're in field goal range if he does.
Yeah, we saw a ton of drops by these Chiefs wide receivers. And I know there's a lot of young guys that they're dependent on, but, that's just part of playing ball in the National Football League. When you don't have your Hall of Fame tight end and Travis Kelce, this is a prime opportunity for, all these guys to step up. We didn't see not one guy. Not one of these young guys, these promising guys that has a lot of potential, step up in a big stage tonight.
Right. Whether it's Tony or Moore or Watson or whomever. I mean, it's just you're going to get opportunities. The rookie Rice did have a touchdown, but got stopped. And let's go to that third down play, man. I get that Andy Reid's a great play caller, but sometimes you can get too cute. It looked like they did there, didn't they?
They absolutely got too cute. When you're in that third and short or whatever it was.
It was like third and one.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you have one of the best offensive lines in football. Turn around, hand the ball off to Isaiah Pacheco, and get the first down. And you do, these type of trickery type plays, and it backfired on them.
So the Lions make the plays to take the lead, right? Then they get a stop, force a punt, and then they get the ball out of I'm interested in what Kansas City did there. 4th and 25, you've got 3 timeouts, and you're backed up. If you punt it, you've got to stop them and get the ball back. But I like my chances a whole lot better to stop them with 3 first downs, 3 timeouts, I beg your pardon, than I do to get a 4th and 25 on a night when no one can make a play. Did you find that a curious decision?
It was a little odd for me. I just thought that the Kansas City Chiefs defense did a pretty good job against the Lions, particularly in the second half of holding them down. I thought, punt the ball, you got timeouts.
3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. So there's 4 clock stoppages to come if you kick it. Again, it's easy to sit here and say that, but 4th and 25, you needed a miracle, and that wasn't coming. But on the Detroit side of it, not only do you get the drive to take the lead, you get the stops, you leave there with a victory that when you're trying, culture is such a played-out word. It gets used and thrown around so casually. But this feels like the kind of win that if you're talking about culture, you're talking about buy-in and belief and all that stuff, how significant a win is it in growing that word?
How about this? Instead of using culture, I'm going to use tone setter.
Fine.
This is a tone-setting type of win for the Detroit Lions. Obviously, we talked about the momentum that the Lions had from last year where they finished the year winning 8 out of 10. And now you go on Thursday Night Football where the NFL is basically saying, okay, you guys have earned the right to play in this big stage against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
And you go on the road in Kansas City and you come out with a big win. That's a huge win for Dan Campbell's program.
But you also know that mostly in these spots, you're supposed to just kind of go take your lumps and go on home, man. Like Troy Aikman said last night when he was on me, normally in these spots, home team coming off a Super Bowl win, if you've got your pieces back, you think you're going to go win. Detroit wasn't having that. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.